Good morning, good morning, good morning. With me though, hey y'all. Facebook's back. Hey, good morning y'all. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. I'm tired but good. I got my tea. It's gonna wake me up. It's gonna keep me nice and warm. It's kind of cold in Atlanta. I don't know what's going on. It just keeps going back and forth. Hot, cold, hot, cold. I can't deal with the bipolar weather. But anywho, I'm Brittany Wilder. I am a wealth and wellness energy healer, and I help ambitious women align their energy so that they can attract the things that they want when it comes to their wealth, their wellness, and their weight loss goals. Okay? That's me. If it's your first time here, go ahead and put some purple hearts in the chat. I love people who have never seen my morning live, who come across it. And also those who are vets, love y'all too. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the comments, all the above. We are actually focusing in this month for sure on mindset, y'all, because I have Talk to Me Nice, which is coming up on March 29th. That is going to be our lunch kickoff. If you have not already registered, go ahead and sign up. All the registration information is in my bio, I promise you. I will not keep that to myself. Hey, good morning, y'all. But yes, Talk to Me Nice. That's why our focus today is on mindset. And most of the time it is on mindset, right? But I'm really digging deep into those different topics of mindset simply because that's what is going to get us to what we want to manifest, right? My tea kind of hot, y'all. I had to give it a little second. Anywho, yes, that's what we got to do. We got to fix our mindset in order to manifest the things that we want, right? A lot of us just think that we can just manifest by closing our eyes and wishing on the star, and then it happens, and that's just not how it goes. And so this topic came to me this morning when I started thinking about what it was that I wanted to talk about, simply because yesterday I spoke about the different ways that we have limiting beliefs and things like that. And so now we're going to dig into a little bit more about that. And one of the things that came up in the process of thinking about this, getting down to the root causes, because a lot of the times we may be able to address some things. Hey, good morning, honey. Hey, good morning, Dominique. We may be able to address some things, right? Especially like in therapy, when you go to talk therapy, you talk to somebody about something that's bothering you right there in the moment. You may be like, my boss does this thing that bothers me. They belittle me. Let me just give you an example. And you may go to therapy and talk about it and go over it and talk about it with your therapist. And you're like, it's my boss. She belittles me and this and that, right? And that's the reason why you came, to talk about how you can work through your work issues. But then the thing that you don't recognize is that behind the boss belittling you, okay, this is where we're talking about root causes, right? Behind the boss that's belittling you, well, there's a bully that belittled you when you were 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and you never dealt with that issue. And that's the reason why every time you deal with somebody else as an adult who's belittling you, you're triggered by the very first event, which was you being bullied at the age of 8, 9, 10. I don't know, right? But that's the root cause. So what you're doing is you're giving yourself a bunch of little band-aids by going to talk therapy to talk about your boss who belittles you at your current job where you're at the age of 42, right? But the main issue is that you were bullied as a child. And so what do you have to do? You have to dig up the root cause. You have to deal with the healing of the root of where it all started, where the belittling issue started. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all get me? See, some people don't understand that. Some people are just like, oh, well, I'm dealing with this issue with my boss, and once I get dealing with this issue with my boss, I'll be fine. Until you find another boss. Until you find another person that belittles you the way that you were belittled or the way that you were talked about as a child. And it triggers that initial bullying, that initial belittling, the hurtful things that happened to you at a younger age that stuck with you and that are in your unconscious mind. And that you're triggered about every single time you run into somebody that reminds you of them, right? That's why, you guys, listen. I know that there are a lot of people that are walking around right now, today, right now, as we speak, that are going through some very traumatic things simply because they have not healed the things that they went through as a child. And so a lot of the things that they put out, a lot of the energy that they put out, a lot of the negativity that they put out has nothing to do with you, nor me, nor anybody. It has everything to do with themselves, right? And that's how that thing plays out. It's like if we don't be intentional about what we're healing, because right here we are in this space where therapy is coming around and people are starting to go to therapy, right? That's great. I love it. I love it for the culture. I love it for the people. I love it. I love therapy. The issue is we're going to therapy and we're unaware. We're not self-aware of what we're going to therapy for. So we're just talking. And it feels good to talk about things, right? Of course. It feels good to talk about it and to get it off your chest. But is that helping you? Are we getting to the root of the issue? Are we, right? Or are we just going to go to therapy and talk about this one issue about our boss, and then we deal with this issue with our boss, and then 6 months down the road we get a new job and we got a new boss and it's the same belittling. It's the same issue. It's going to be triggered again and over again and over again. Because everywhere you go, there you are. And the issue is the root. The root. So that means that I have to dig up the situation that I dealt with at the age of 8 that I didn't really deal with and I just thought I was going to be okay with. Because I got over it, right? They stopped bullying me at age 12, so I got over it. I let it go. I moved forward. I went to middle school. I didn't have to see that person ever again. But no, it's coming back around now that I'm 42, now that I'm 32, now that I'm 28. Who am I talking to, right? It's coming back around now that I'm older, right? Because this person reminds me of how I felt so small and belittled when I was age 8, how they talked about me, how they spread rumors about me, how they said I was this and that, right? Who am I talking to? Thank you for the love, TikTok. So because you didn't deal with the root cause, is that why you keep attracting it? Yes, ma'am. That is why you will continue to attract the things that will reinforce your mindset and those thoughts that came out of that situation. Yes, ma'am. Good question. Thank you for that question. Absolutely. If we don't heal and deal the things that we went through, you guys, we will continue to attract the same things, right? That's how, when people are in relationships, they're like, listen, I done dated the same person over and over and over again, a different name. That's an example of that, right? Like I said, people talk about their bosses being the same type of boss. I keep running to the same type of person. You keep attracting that situation until you fully deal with the root cause, right? That happens in relationships. It happens with jobs. It happens at friendships too. Like I keep attracting the same type of friends. People who just take from me and I'm just the giver. Because there's something deeper here. There's something deeply rooted as to why you feel like all you are worthy of, or all you feel like you're valuable only if you're giving in a friendship. I've had a client like that. I can speak to that for sure. Right? And so it's really in the self-awareness. It's really in the working out. It's really in the walking this thing out and figuring out what that root cause is for you to fully heal and deal with it. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been in therapy off and on all my life, right? I started therapy at the age of 16. Talk therapy. I told you guys, talk therapy. We spoke about this. We spoke about that. I think I was going through a breakup when I was in college. I went back to therapy. Then I stopped after I felt better, right? After a few months of going, after you start to feel better, you start to put things in place and boundaries and all that. You start to feel better. And then for me, it was like every time I went through a severe situation, a death in the family, a breakup, a loss of this, a loss of that, any type of grief. Anytime I went through anything like that, it was like I went back to therapy. Why is this? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my little thing is lighting up. And so I went back to therapy, right? So that was something that was common for me. That's something that, I've done off and on all my life. And I wasn't getting down to my root cause in the process of this therapy. I wasn't getting down to the root cause until I started going to specific traumatic therapy because I had PTSD from all the situations that I've been through. from all the childhood traumas that I've been through. I had serious PTSD, and it was rolling into my adulthood. And that's why I was attracting the people I was attracting. I was attracting the jobs I was attracting. I kept attracting these situations, all these situationships, these relationships, these friendships. All of these things, I was attracting them over and over again because I didn't deal with my root cause. And what was the root cause? Tons of them that I had to address. Tons of them that I had to address. But that's what it is. It's like we think that this is a problem that's going on in our lives. And we're like, man, I don't understand why I don't like this person at my job, right? They're just so annoying. I don't understand why I don't like them. They get on my nerves every time I see them. Oh, their voice gets on my nerves. And then when you start to look at the root cause, well, who does this person remind me of? What is it about their mannerisms? What is it about the things that they say? What is it about, right? Because that's the type of work that we got to do. And that's the type of work that we do in my classes. That's why I want you guys to come to Talk to Me Nice. So we can get to the root causes. So that you can dig the root up, right? Because if you dig the root up, then things are so much better. You start to see how things work out into your adulthood and how you can deal with things better, how the trigger's no longer there, how the emotional charge is no longer there. That's why I love the work that I do in LP. It taught me that. And I dug up all the roots, y'all. All the roots. Oh my Lord. You don't even recognize how deep it is until you start to go down deep into the rabbit hole. But it's what's necessary. And that's why this topic is about dealing with the root and healing the root. Because a lot of the times we're walking around, we're getting all this negative self-talk, this inner critic. There's all these different things going on, and a lot of us don't even recognize that the inner critic is grandma. Grandma used to always tell us we needed to do this, and we was dirty kids, and we was that, and we was... My mama used to always tell me that this is how a woman should be. If a woman doesn't do this, if a woman doesn't do that, right? All these different things that we encountered, that we experienced in our younger ages, that stick with us in our unconscious mind, what I call the soul space, sticks with us, right? Because that's where your memories are. That's where your emotions are. That's where it all lies, is in our soul space, our unconscious mind. And it's recorded like a tape recorder, so it stays there until we decide to pick it up and deal with it and work through the root. And that's what I'm talking about today, is about healing that root of negative self-talk and finding out where it comes from, right? I talked about bullies. That's common, where some of our negative self-talk, if you heard somebody say something about you, bad about you for years and years and years of bullying in elementary school, middle school, whatever the case may be. You guys want to know one of mine? I want to tell you guys my story. You guys, when I was in the fourth grade, I had this outfit, right? And I love this outfit. It was purple, which makes me understand why I love purple, right? Purple's my favorite color, has always been my favorite color. It was like a lavender purple and like silver. And it had like a sheer top. Like the top of it was like sheer, and the rest of it was purple and lavender and silver. And there was this award ceremony that I was at. I think I was like the student of the month or something. And I wanted to wear my favorite outfit. It was a two-piece. It was a skirt and it was a shirt, and it was a sheer top. And I wore it, but it was a sheer top. And the first time I wore it to school probably was a few months before that. I wore my bra, and it had my bra strap showing. And I didn't like that, right? My mom was always big on like, don't show your bra strap, da-da-da-da. A lady, you know, this is what a lady is, right? So I'm like, well, how do I not show my bra strap? And I developed early, right? Fourth grade. So I had boobs in fourth grade. And so I'm like, well, the only way not to show my bra strap is to not wear a bra, right? I'm in the fourth grade, right? I can only imagine having a few bee stings, but it was something there, right? You know what I'm saying? So I decided to go without a bra. I went to school without a bra because I wanted to wear my sheer and I wanted to look cute. And I didn't want anybody to say anything about my bra showing or anything like that, right? So I wore it without a bra. And a lot of the girls made fun of me. Oh no, it's breaking up? Wonder why. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Anybody else? Everybody can hear me? I don't know what's happening because I got all 4 bars on my phone, both phones. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's fixing itself. But I went without wearing this bra, you guys. And all the 4th grade girls talked about me. They talked about me bad. She's a hoe. What kind of woman comes out without a bra on? Oh, your mama should have taught you differently, should have taught you better. When I say they was talking about me, honey, so badly, you guys, so badly. And this was, I said it was 4th grade, when I was 9, maybe 10, if that, 9 or 10, right? They talked about me so badly, you guys, that when I became an adult, and you know, when you're an adult, you wear some things that are a little spicier, right? You know, a little spicy, show a little bit more skin, right? So there's these shirts that you wear that you can't wear a bra with. It's like, it would look tacky if you wear a bra with, right? At my old age, I would have to think about going without a bra because I was bullied about not wearing a bra at the age of 10, right? But that is a deeply rooted issue that dealt with bullies. They bullied me, correct? To the point where in my old age, in my 20s, where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should go without a bra. I don't know, right? But it's like, if you wear a bra with this shirt, girl, it's gonna be tackier than tacky. You need to go without a bra, put some pasties in, call it a day. That's what the pasties are made for, these types of shirts, right? But that's how negative thoughts can stick with us. That's how negative thoughts are with us like that, right? It's like, we don't even recognize that there's something that happened at the age of 9, 10, 11. Told you guys I was in the 4th grade. But when I became of age to wear these little raunchy, little cute shirts without a bra, I was literally lost in the sauce. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I should do it, y'all. I don't know. And my friends are like, girl, wear it without a bra. Like, it's cute. Like, your titties are nice, right? Those are my friends. Like, what you worried about? Like, wear it without a bra. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. But they have no idea that I'm dealing with, you know, stuck root causes of negative self-talk that I done told myself all the way up because I was bullied so bad that I was told all the way up that I can't go outside without a bra. I can't do that. No, I can't do that, right? Because I'm getting nervous because there's PTSD from this whole moment that happened when I was 9, 10 years old. But there are events and experiences like that. And I want you guys to think about that. Anybody at this time, like, can you recall a time where you felt self-doubt from somebody else? Something that somebody else put on you where you felt self-doubt. And maybe it's something that you took with you out of your childhood into your adulthood. Maybe it's your grandma said something about what women are supposed to do. And so you make sure that you do it all the time. Or maybe it's your mom said, this is what a lady does. Right? And there are some things that I even say that I recognize that I've, you know, in the process of thinking about this topic and what it looks like, in the process of teaching my daughter things, there are things that I've said that I have imprinted on her that I just said because, you know, I learned it a certain way. Like, to me, in my household, we talk about all the time, little girls, right? I tell my daughter all the time, little girls should not stink, right? So we're washing. So it's like a whole thing that I tell her so that she takes her baths regularly, takes her showers regularly, bathes herself, puts her deodorant on, puts her lotion on, right? It's like these little sayings that we say that we don't even mean to imprint on our kids to make them feel bad, but we just say it because it captures everything that we need them to do, right? I'm like, little girls shouldn't stink. They shouldn't be ashy. They shouldn't have chapped lips, right? So my daughter's like, okay, let me check my lips. Let me check my skin. Am I ashy? Let me check my armpits, right? And it's really like, because I used to walk out without deodorant, right? It's really a fear that I had of when I was younger. I would forget deodorant and be like, oh my God, I forgot deodorant. So it's really like for me to help her not be in the situation that I was in when I was in the 5th grade and I forgot deodorant, or when I was in whatever grade. But it's a fear that I placed on her. And I have to recognize that and I have to address that. And now that I know that, now that I'm self-aware of that, then I can come back and tell her something differently and not it be a fear tactic for her to do the necessities of getting ready. But just because you love yourself, you want to look good, don't you? Right? Changing the narrative, because we learn things a certain way from our parents and then we put that on our kids and then our kids' kids, and then it just keeps going and going and going and going. When really somebody should have bossed up, did some self-awareness and asked, why am I saying this like this? Why am I putting this on them like that? When I could do it this way, I could do it out of love instead of fear, right? I don't know who that's for, but that came up really strong for me. So whoever that's for, you're welcome. Do things out of love instead of fear, and I promise you'll get further. You'll get further with your kids when you do things out of love instead of fear. I don't know who that's for, but that's on my spirit heavy. No more fear tactics. Do it out of love, okay? And I have to do that for myself, right? I just told you guys I would tell my daughter, little girls don't do that. That's not what a little girl should never stink, right? And it's like with an attitude. Whereas now I'm like, but you love your body, right? So we got to take care of our body. That's self-love, baby, right? See how it's different? And see how it can create a negative self-talk if I had said it to her in that way. And if I keep saying it to her in that way instead of love on yourself, love your body, take care of your body. You want to smell good for you, right? Not the kids gonna talk about you at the schoolhouse, right? That's fear. We want to do it out of love, okay? I don't know why I went on that tangent, but it's meant for somebody. I promise you it is. So recognizing that the things that we've learned in our childhood experiences, the things that we learn from our parents, the things that are imprinted on us, they cause us to keep these different fears and these different ideas, this negative self-talk that happens to come up. And when I talk to my clients about them being so critical on themselves, right? Because I know about being critical on yourself because I was very critical on myself about a lot of different things, right? So I can speak to what it looks like to see somebody who is very much so critical on themselves. Hey, Kai! Hi, baby! Love you, babe. So, I can speak to that, right? Because I've done it. I've been in it. I've been so critical of Brittany. Oh my gosh, what? Brittany's worst critic. Why you do that? And why you say it like that? And why you, right? So in the process of that, I'm like, if I see a client, I'm like, yo, you got to give yourself some grace, self-compassion, love, right? We got to work on that. That's where we got to work on. But when I talk to them about why they're so critical or why they have all these ideas about who they are and who they're supposed to be, a lot of the times they're like, well, yeah, it was my mom that told me I was supposed to da-da-da-da-da, that a lady's supposed to always bop, 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 right? It was my grandma that said, ooh, if you don't keep your house clean, ain't no man ever gonna want you, right? So that's why I clean. That's why I have OCD. That's why I clean everything up. That's why I can't allow my kids to just be kids. Hello, who am I talking to? Right? These are things that are real. And they're stuck in our unconscious mind, our soul space, right? Because they've been imprinted on us. They're experiences that we've gone through. But we have to be the ones in order to be bold and courageous and get some self-awareness to figure out why I feel the way that I do. And then once we figure out what it is, now we have to release it and we have to do the work to do it. Right? Yeah, we got to do that work. It's up to us. We're the ones that are here to save us. There's nobody coming to save you, right? The hero you're looking for is you. So let's get to it and stop playing with your life, because these things are continuing to affect you into your adulthood and past that, right? Like way past that. They continue to affect you. They continue to affect your parenting, continue to affect your jobs, the careers you choose, why your environment is the way it is, your household, your husbands, your wives, your everything, your relationship with your family members. It affects everything that we do. And so that's why it's so important that we start to do the work. Okay? All right. Here we go. We're gonna move on. We're moving on. I'm gonna hit all my topics. I'm gonna hit every single topic when we're talking about this root cause, when we're talking about how we can deal with it, how we gotta dig up the root cause to our healing, so that we can be the best that we can be, so that we can live the best life that we can live. I don't know about you guys, but there are things that I learned as a child that made me create this reality that I lived, coming all the way up, especially in my early 20s, that like life was supposed to be hard, right? I remember hearing that so often. Life is hard, life is hard. According to whom? Right? So you hear it so often from your parents or your grandparents or your whoever, right? Life is hard. No, it's not. I reject that. I don't think so. No, it's as easy as I want it to be, right? So we got to start changing the narrative, folks. Talk about how, I talked about yesterday a little bit about how trauma creates those limiting beliefs in us, right? The I am not enough, which is one of the most common limiting beliefs that I have dealt with myself, and also that I've dealt with other clients. Is like, I am not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. as a sister, as a brother, as an auntie, as a mom, as a girlfriend, a wife, a husband. I am not enough is probably top tier number one in limiting beliefs. I promise you guys. Because there's been different situations that you have gone through that has showed you that you're not enough, or you felt like you were not valuable, like you were not, right? There's all these different things that we've gone through in our childhood. There's things that we've gone through in our relationships. There's things that we've gone through that have made you feel like you are not enough. And even all the way up into my divorce. After my divorce, I had to go through some severe traumatic therapy, right? Therapy specific to trauma, because I was traumatized in my marriage, at the end of my marriage, for sure. When all the pieces started to unfold and unravel, right? And so in the process of that, I went through some trauma therapy. And in the process of that, I have been working on the I am not enough limiting belief for a long time up until then. It was probably like three or 4 years up until then, right? Yeah, it's been 3 years since I had to do sorry y'all, the time. I forget some years, y'all, because it was rough. So I gotta make sure my timing is right. So yeah, about 3 years into 3 years into NLP and 3 years into like mindset training and learning, becoming a coach and all the above, was when I went through my separation and my divorce. And in the process of that, I'd been working on the I am not enough limiting belief, right? And working on it and really, dealing with all the reasons why I felt the way I did. And then this situation of going through my divorce made me feel like I was not enough. Because for me, I always did all the above in my marriage, right? And you ask anybody, I did all that I could to keep my marriage together. If I could keep it together, I would have done it. But it doesn't take one person keeping a marriage together, right? We all know that. It takes two to tango, right? And so although I was putting and laying all the cards out on the table and doing all the work and investing and giving all the time and the money and the therapy and the willing to do it all, he wasn't willing to do all the things. He would say that he was willing to do the things, but the actions didn't follow up, right? That's why actions are so much more important with men. That's what I do know. So, making sure that is in alignment, right? Because it wasn't. But in the process of that, my I am not enough was re-triggered in the process of that, right? And so now it's like, I really feel like I'm not enough because I wasn't enough for him to get to a place where he could work towards our marriage. And then it started turning from I am not enough to me and my daughter are not enough. Like, it was severe, you guys. And so I had to work through that trauma and therapy because it was triggered, right? Re-triggering that I am not enough because I wasn't enough for you to do the work, the personal work on yourself that would help our marriage out. You see what I'm saying? So there's some things that happen that, you feel like you've healed from completely. And then there's a little bit more work that you still got to do because here I am. I manifested a situation in my marriage, the end of my marriage, that caused me to feel that I am not enough again. So what's still left? What's the residue? What's the residuals? Right? Residuals, right? That's what I'm saying. What is left? What is left that we have to deal with? Because if you're running into the same situations over and over and over again, chances are you haven't gotten to the root cause. You haven't gotten to the root cause. You're probably really dedicated to doing the work on yourself. You're probably really dedicated to your therapy that you're going to, right? But that's why there's so much, and I tell people all the time, I speak about this all the time, you guys, this is the best time to have an issue with personal development and to get something done. Like, this is the best time. What? You got Google everywhere. You got Chat GPT that'll put together a whole 10-week thing that you can do. Will tell you exactly what to do to heal these different abandonment issues and what have you. What? This is the best time to have to deal with some personal development. I'm telling you right now. The best time. Because the resources are plentiful. But you got to do the work. You got to be the one that steps forward. Some of us aren't even willing to take the step, but we have all these resources around. Right? Like, I wish Chat GPT was around when I realized that I needed to do some severe, traumatic therapy. Right? I would have put that in there, how do I heal years of abandonment? How do I, Chat GPT, tell me how to heal? Right? And they'd be like, oh, Go to therapy and do these different techniques. And then you specialize in that. So you find a therapist that specializes in those specific techniques. Hello, somebody, free game. If you haven't already done so, if you're looking for what you can do to fix whatever's going on, whatever your root causes are, whatever healing you need, okay, there you go. ChatGPT, it got you. I promise you it does. Got your back, right? That's what we're talking about. A lot of those techniques I do in my courses. A lot of those techniques I do because I learned them, because I went to mastering them, right? Neurolinguistic programming changed my life. So what do I look like gatekeeping that information? What? Changed my entire life. I want to see other people thrive. I want to see other people do the things that they want to do. I want to see other people manifest the life that they truly desire, and not the one that comes out of your unhealed root causes, not the life that comes out of the stuff that's on the bottom that we're unaware of, right? I want us to be self-aware. Self-awareness is top tier. That's top tier in self-love for me. You being aware of your triggers, you being aware of what's going on, you being aware of your emotions, you being aware of, I'm so self-aware, y'all. I tell my friends sometimes, and this is if I'm just having a bad day or whatever. I'm like, I'm aware of what's going on. I have an attitude. I'm not feeling high and bubbly right now. I'm fully aware of what's happening. So I don't really want to be around y'all. Like, I'm aware of what's going on. Damn it. This is what I am. I'm feeling this. I'm processing this. Allow me to process what I'm processing. Allow me to process these emotions and let it be what it is. Don't try to cheer me the fuck up, because I don't want that right now. But I'm fully aware of what's going on, right? That's my friends know they got to deal with me. They know they love me because I'm a little special. A little special. Where was I at? Talked about trauma. We're talking about the root. But yes, look, y'all, I done went on a tangent and lost it. That's all I really wanted to speak about, you guys. I know I'm going to go over and do our sound bowl mini session today, as every day. And the way that sound bowls help when it comes down to getting to your root cause, right? We're talking about digging up the root as to why we have these negative thoughts, why we have these inner critics, why we have all this negative self-talk happening underneath the scenes, right? We're getting to that. I see all kinds of stuff over here. Hey, y'all. Hey, TikTok. Hey, y'all. It's like giving me all this stuff. Anyways, the reasons why we have that, right? And we're getting to a space where when we use sound bowl healing, it really is working those waves, those sound waves to go through your body, to address those different things, to dig up those certain things. But we have to be aware of what it is, right? And it's interesting because some people aren't aware, but that's why my sound bowl healing is different. I invite God in. I invite God in. I invite Holy Spirit in. I do not do this alone, right? I would be crazy not to invite spirit, to invite God in, higher power, what have you, whatever it is that you call it. I invite God into the space so that if you are a person that comes to me, you're a client that comes to me and you are unaware, you know, like I said earlier, you know, people have issues with their boss and they don't recognize that it's their bully from age 8 that they're really struggling with, right? Well, that's the beauty of this work and the beauty of having God in and having God co-create with me, because your script comes directly from God. Like, no cap. Like, it ain't me. This ain't me, dog. Yes, you know, the vessel, of course, the talent of the voice, the things that come out, but it's all God. Like, what? So that's the beauty of sound bowl healing, is that in the process of it, I may feel and start off with one bowl and God be like, but play the other one, play this one, play the blue one, play the red, play the da-da-da-da-da. And I'll be like, all right. So that's why a lot of times, like even in these little mini sessions, sometimes I feel somebody's energy instantly and I'm like, oh no, I'm playing this bowl. I know I told you guys, and I always tell you guys, like, I'm going to start off with the da-da-da-da bowl and da-da-da-da, and I'll get over there and God be like, but no, you need to start off with this. And I'll be like, all right. And I just start. I'm not disobedient. I'm totally obedient to whatever spirit has, because a lot of the times, if God's telling me to play that, or God's telling me to say that, God's telling me to sing that, if God's giving me the words to sing something, then I'm going to sing it, because 9 times out of 10 is somebody on this or somebody on the replay on the YouTube later on when it gets uploaded that needs to hear those words, that needs to hear that frequency coming from that specific bowl, right? And so I roll with it. I go with the flow. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to start out with today. It may not be that. Just saying. I'm giving you guys a disclaimer that this is spirit operating. And I just allow it to do what it do. Okay? Very much so obedient. And I allow it to do what it do. And it's such a beautiful experience. It's beautiful. Beautiful. You guys. So we're going to be working on, I already have the frequencies playing. Because a lot of the negative self-talk, a lot of the self-critic, a lot of those things simply come from us not accepting who we are. Self-love, acceptance, right? Trusting the process, trusting who we are, trusting we're good enough, trusting all of those different things are dealing with our heart chakra. Heart chakra. So you'll see me play the heart chakra a lot, for sure, especially with this topic, right? Because I want to instill that acceptance, that self-love, that self-compassion, right? I told you about how some of my clients would be so critical over themselves, and I'll be like, hey, give yourself some grace, some love. Accept that we all make mistakes. We all got our things. We're all kooky. Some form, some way, right? All of us, each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. None of us are perfect, and we all got some shit that we're working through and we're dealing with, and it's okay. Give yourself grace. Self-love, self-compassion, okay? Yeah. Self-love, self-compassion over everything else. If this is your first time hearing sound bowl healing, you will recognize that sound bowl healing is different every single time. It's a different experience every single time. It's great. It's amazing. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I wail. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I say things out. Like, there have been times where in the middle of a session, God will give me a message, and I'll be like, hey, I don't know who this is for, but bop, 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 bop. You know who I'm talking to. There we go. All right, back to it. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's always a beautiful experience. I love it. I love this work. I love what I do. I am blessed to be a person that wakes up each and every day to do what I love. It's my purpose. This is what I was sent here for, to help people heal. I love it. So, first timers, hey y'all, I love my first timers. Those who are vets, love you guys too. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to go over and play things to watch out for when you're hearing frequencies. What's going on in your body. If you feel any pain anywhere, if you feel anything in your body, pay attention to that. It's coming up for purpose, on purpose. Okay, pay attention to that. Any pains, anything like that, pay attention. A lot of the times, stuck emotions will come out. Like I said, sometimes I cry. When I am going through my own, I'm actually doing a sound bowl healing session today at the aquarium, the Georgia Aquarium. I'm going to their sound bowl healing session today to be with the water and all that. I'm excited to experience that. So sometimes I cry when I do my own. Sometimes I cry when I'm facilitating for somebody else. Stuck emotions come up. Repressed memories. You might get memories. Even if you hear it today, you might have a memory tomorrow and you're like, where did that memory come up from when I was 6? That was crazy. I ain't thought about that in a long time. Because you might have heard a frequency, something it's like the frequencies and the waves flow through you and they loosen up things, right? That root cause, they start to loosen up things and start to agitate some things and start to make some things come up and out you. That's good. It's a release. There's some things we need to release. There's some things we need to let go of. That's good. It's good. We love that. We love a good release. We love crying. We love wailing. I'm a wailer. They know. Listen, my people know. I'm a woo at any given moment and don't care. That's why I'm like, Georgia Aquarium better be ready for me, honey, because if I feel it, I'm going to let it out. I'm not going to keep it in. And then people going to look at me like, what is happening in here? Oh, well. Oh, well. Bought my ticket, too. Thank you. We all have our own experience. What else about sound bowl healing, y'all? Y'all know I get a little goofy. talked about that. Any severe medical stuff going on, I always say this, I am not a doctor yet. And even if I was a doctor, I'm not a medical doctor, right? So I don't have a medical background. My background is in psychology, the mind. I do know that the mind and body work together, and that they do have a beautiful connection, which is why a lot of our healing can happen with our mind alone, which is why I speak to that often. But yes, dealing with that, working through that. If there are any severe things though going on, you want to always consult with a doctor before going on a journey of sound bowl healing, right? You want to always do that. I always say that. The frequencies you're going to hear, 432 hertz, that's a low hertz. That's going to be our root chakra, Big Red. There she is. Hey, Big Red. So we're definitely going to start off with Big Red. I start off with Big Red. Usually, most of my videos, you'll see me start off with Big Red just because that's our safety. A lot of us, sometimes we're not even safe enough to release. We're not even safe enough to even allow whatever is happening with the sound waves to even happen. So it's really getting you accustomed to what you're experiencing, getting your body accustomed, getting your mind to release and relax, right? That's always like the first 10 minutes of my sound bowl healings is like getting people comfortable, because I have a population that I deal with that a lot of people, this is their first time experiencing sound bowl healing when they come to me, right? A lot of my clients are like, I think I want to do it, but I don't know. I've been told that it's not of God all my life, crystals and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It's all right. There's going to be a little resistance. That's all right. No worries. I got you. I'm used to it. Because I was like that too before. So here we go. I'm going over to play, and I'll be back in a second. If you have not already done so, before I go over, talk to me nice. March 29th is our luncheon. It's our kickoff. Sign up. You do not want to miss out on this class. I promise you. I am so excited to see my people, to hug and love on my people, to talk about the curriculum, right? Because at the luncheon, it's going to be a little lunch and learn. We're going to do a few things. I'm going to teach you guys a few techniques there. But there's so much more in the next 4 weeks that we'll learn together as we get together in class. So, yes, sign up. And honestly, even if you just come for the luncheon, I'm okay with that. Just come on and hang out with us. You'll learn something. For the freezy, well, you pay for your meal. I'm not paying for your meal. You come out and pay for your meal and get a little technique, a little mindset hack that you can take back with you and utilize. But sign up for this program, you guys. I promise you, it's my life's work in a program, my mental work in a program, everything I did to get my mindset to a space of being able to manifest. Because, man, manifestation is real. It's so real. We'll talk about that at another time. But right now, I'm going to go over here and play this for you guys, and we'll get things going. My leg is actually unalive right now, so I'm going to wake it up and head over. Oh, in my workout clothes. All right, let's do it. Ooh, and if you're on live with me today and you're gonna do my mini sound bowl healing session, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And out your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And out your mouth. One last one. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And out your mouth. y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for being present. Thank y'all for your energy. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know how we do every day. Do a small mini session. This month we're talking about mindset, you guys, and healing our mindset and all that work that goes into that. The hard work, but the necessary work in order to be able to manifest the things that you really want out of life. Okay? All right, I love you guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful Tuesday. And that you guys, if you need that free consultation, okay, book your consultation. Don't wait. We're not waiting anymore. We're not just going to see if we can just get over it by ourselves. We don't have the time. We don't have the time. You guys, I went to a funeral this weekend, my grandmother's funeral. And it's always talking about the time that we don't have. Always about the time that we don't have the time to just see if it gets better on its own, or just to sweep it underneath the rug, to take a lick and keep on ticking. We don't have any more time, period. All we have is the time for right now. And if you are not living a life that you are proud of, that you are happy of, that you get up each and every day, each and every morning, you say, I love the life I live. If you're not doing that, if you're not getting up each and every day and saying, I enjoy what I do, something's gotta change. Let this be your warning. Let this be the moment that you agree with what's going on and where God is trying to take you. Let this be that moment. Book your consultation. I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to talk to you. And I can't wait to talk to you 6 months from now when you put in the work and you did what you needed to do and you got to it and you start to manifest the things that you truly desire out of life. I can't wait. I can't wait. I love y'all. Y'all know I'll be on here talking all day. Love, love, love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?